Yeah. Okay. Well, let me welcome everybody here this evening. Those of us who are here. Um, it is 7:30, and it's scheduled for 7:30. So people will be coming on. They always do. We also are broadcasting live on Facebook and Instagram, X, and YouTube. And so we're going out quite a distance here. Um, this evening. So watching people come on. So let me again say, peace be unto all of you. Hello to all of you that's on the line. Y'all can open up these lines. If nobody want to know, y'all want to see me, but y'all don't want me to see y'all. Open it, come off and open up these screens.
That's right.
Open these screens up so we can see who's on this line here, who I'm talking to.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, tonight I want to talk to you all about food. I want to talk to you about food. I've been talking to you over these weeks, really, about areas of defense in your body. And when I say area of defense, I mean, YouTube basically. Pardon me, YouTube. Your immune systems, your immune systems in your body. And what I want to do tonight is share with you foods in certain categories in these defense systems. You've got 5 defense systems in the body, and they're there because God put them there. The Creator put them there to protect you and give you health basically throughout your entire life. And it's not until these things get out of balance that we start having complications. As long as we're feeding them and nurturing them with foods that support them, and our lifestyle is a lifestyle that basically is free of enormous stress, and we're getting plenty rest, we're getting enough rest, we're getting enough sleep. We do need recreation. We do need laughter in our lives. That's a part of the life that needs to be there also in order for you to be happy. If you don't have fun in there, then the stress level just always just stays high for us, because we don't have an outlet to let it go. So people do use sports, and they use other different types of vacations that are necessary. I believe vacations are necessary. Sometimes you need to go down to the beach. Sometimes you need to go into the mountains. Sometimes you need to go out into the desert. You need to change the environment in order also for you to have good health. So these are also factors that support these immune systems that I'm talking to you about. So tonight I'm trying to give you as much of these foods in certain areas this evening as I can for you to make some clear decisions about how to go about eating and getting what you need daily that's going to help you keep your health. I mean, that's the key. And there are foods that we eat on a regular basis that we like, but we don't know what those foods are doing. We don't know what systems they're supporting in our bodies. We don't know whether we're getting support from those systems, period. So what I want to do tonight, I want to talk to you about, first of all, I want to talk to you about foods that prevent you from having heart attacks and strokes. Foods that nurture your vascular system, your arterial system, those foods, because we know that the number one killer today in the world for that matter, and particularly here in the US, are heart attacks and strokes, heart problems. Cardiovascular problems are the number one killer. So understanding foods that will prevent you from having heart attacks and strokes is critical for us to have good health, because we're eating diets, or we have a diet. The American diet is a diet that leads towards, for the most part, heart attacks, strokes, cancer, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, just a number of factors that people are suffering from today. And it's coming because of the diet that we have here in America. And so most of us don't know how to eat. We like to eat. And what I want to do is show you some foods that you can eat that's going to help you, that's going to protect you, instead of, causing you to lose your health. So this first, and I'll tell you when I'm going in, I'm going to change and go into another system. But this first immune system here deals again with the arterial system and your vascular system, cardiovascular system, or the vascular system, period. And when I say vascular system, I'm talking about veins and arteries and capillaries going into organs and systems in the body. And when these veins and capillaries become congested or full of plaque, or most of us have heard cholesterol, then we start having the problems in terms of cardiovascular problems primarily, but then there's some other factors that go along. So let's talk about these foods here first. So I'm just going to read off some of them first, stop. And what I want you to do is the foods that I read off in this particular area that you like, write that food down. If you don't like the food, don't write it down. If the food doesn't matter to you, don't write it down. But all of these foods that I'm going to share with you can help you with your health. All of them can help you. So, but I want you to just write down the ones that you like. The ones that you like. So first food here is almonds. Almonds.
Is what?
Almonds.
Almonds.
Almonds are nuts. Almonds.
Okay.
So what happened to the rest of y'all? How come I can't see y'all? Y'all gonna make me shut off. Okay, yeah. So why you think it's Zoom? Why you think this is Zoom instead of a conference call? Because we're supposed to be looking at one another. We're supposed to be seeing one another. Yeah, so whatever you need to do to be presentable, then be presentable. Almonds first. You all have heard of this, anchovies. Anchovies is a fish source, but it's high in omega-3s. Apples, apple peel, apples, Granny Smith apples, red delicious apples, apricots, some of these things you may not know, may not have heard of before. Don't worry about them if you haven't heard of them before, but I'm just telling you that these things will help keep heart attacks and strokes away from you. And here's the other thing, they will also help you manage your weight. Here's the thing that we need to understand about particularly about fat cells. Fat cells will produce more arteries and veins than just about any other cells in the body, and quicker too. And when you start overproducing arteries and veins. This is called anti-angiogenesis or anti-angiogenesis, or when this is an overproduction of the vascular system. You don't need to overproduce the vascular system. When you overproduce the vascular system, then you start getting complications. Look, cancer has to have cancer tumors. What they're looking for in order for them to expand are more arteries and veins. They want more blood coming to that tumor. So when angiogenesis is overexpressed, or when you're producing more arteries and veins to those tumors, that's what causes cancer to spread in the system. So you need to be eating foods that's going to stop you from producing, or what we call anti-angiogenesis, from overproducing arteries and veins. Otherwise, you open yourself up to more disease, because those tumors are automatically looking for more oxygenation to come to them. And that's what they will do, cause the expansion. Cancer starts to cause the expansion of arteries and veins. Arugula, bamboo shoots, barley. Some of you may drink beer. Endives, Belgian endives, big-eyed tuna.
What was that again?
Big-eyed tuna, or big-eyed tuna, Bigeye tuna.
Never heard of that.
We're talking about offsetting heart attacks and strokes here with food here. Black bass. Some of these foods, and I'm saying to you, just write down the foods that you like out of the ones that I'm saying to you. If it doesn't matter to you, if you didn't never heard of it before, don't even worry about it. And if you don't like it, don't write it down. Because I already know that there's foods that you're eating every day that's not working in this particular defense system, but you like that food. You like that food, but it doesn't work in this system. So what I'm sharing with you now are foods that work in that system that you like. Black beans, black plums, black raspberries, black tea, blackberries, blueberries. We're talking about offsetting the possibilities of heart attacks and strokes. We're talking about slowing the process of anti-angiogenesis, the overproduction of arteries and veins, which support cancer at the extreme. Blueberries, dried blueberries, right along with fresh blueberries. Bluefin tuna, bluefish, bok choy, broccoli, cabbage. You're writing down the foods that you like. You're just leaving the rest of them off. Don't even worry about the ones that you don't like. If you've never heard of them, don't worry about it. Cheese, capers, carrots, cashews, cauliflower, caviar, chamomile tea, cherries. That's fresh cherries, but also dried cherries. Cherry tomatoes, chestnuts, chia seeds, chicken, dark meat,
Wait, what kind of seeds did you say?
chia,
Oh, chia seeds.
chia, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You said dark chicken, dark meat chicken?
Yep. Chicken, dark meat. I didn't say the white meat. I didn't say wings. I didn't say breasts. I know you like chicken, but I know most of us are conditioned to go with it. We like the wings and we like the breasts. But the best part of the chicken that will help you offset heart attacks and strokes and other complications is the dark meat. Chili peppers, cinnamon, apple cider, cloudy apple cider, clams, coffee, cranberries. That's fresh cranberries. Cranberries dried. Dark chocolate. Do y'all know? Do y'all know how many people need to be on the line here tonight? Everybody you know.
Everybody.
Eastern oysters. Edam cheese. Eggplant.
What kind of cheese? What kind of cheese was that?
Edam. E-D-A-M.
Cheese?
Cheese. And I'm talking about the arterial system here now. I haven't gotten to your gastrointestinal tract yet. With cheese, I done mentioned cheese in here twice.
You did.
In this area. Yeah, in this area.
Does it? What about Gouda cheese?
I'm gonna come to an area where yeah, but Gouda cheese, yeah, that's one of the best cheeses for you to eat. Particularly, it's going to nourish the gastrointestinal tract or the microbiome. Mm-hmm. Eggplant. Emmenthal cheese. EMMENTHAL. Fish roe, salmon. Flax seeds. Here you talking about your omega-3s when you start talking about salmon, also flax seeds. These things offset the possibilities of heart attacks and strokes. Ginseng. You're only writing down the foods that you like. The ones that don't matter, don't worry about them, don't write them down. Or if you don't like them, don't put them down. Golden cheese. In this area. Gray mullet. We know it's a fish. Green tea. Gava. Hake. These are fish. Halibut. Jarlsboro cheese. Jasmine green tea. John Dory fish. Kale. Kimchi. Kiwi fruit. Licorice root. Macadamia nuts. Mackerel. Mangoes. Manila clams. Mediterranean sea bass. Munster cheese. Navy beans. Nectarine. Olive oil. Do y'all see how many all these foods that's in here that a person can be using? But you should use, and just to give you a break here for a second, just to be using these, at least one of these that I've mentioned to you that you like daily.
Quite a few of them.
Yeah, there's quite a few here. There's quite a few here. The point that I'm trying to make is when you start concentrating on how to eat, you're not going to eat the same one every day in most cases, but you have so many different ones in this group itself that all you're doing is just taking one out of this group every day. And you're eating that food. You can eat more than one out of this group. It's up to you. The other thing that you're going to find out as we go on is that even in the other defense systems too, many of these things that I'm mentioning to you that work in this system also work in other systems. So what you'll find out is that one of these may work in 4 systems. One of these may work in 5 systems. And it's just a matter of you knowing I'm talking to you about what? I'm not trying to get you to eat something in these areas that you don't know anything about. And I'm not trying to get you to eat something in these areas that you don't like. Because we all like to eat. But you need to be eating what's going to make you healthy, what's going to protect you, what's going to assist these defense systems in protecting you. Olive oil. Now, that's a huge one. And I'll say this about this one. If you don't like it, you ought to like it. If you don't, you should. That's how powerful it is to offset plaque, cholesterol in the system, to literally protect your health. Oil. You need oil every day. All of us need oil. Onions.
So,
Go on. Somebody had a question.
any particular type of olive oil?
There are all different types out there on the market.
Because I was looking today for the light, the virgin.
The virgin light. Yeah, you want the virgin light.
But I couldn't find it, so
they don't make virgin light.
Who doesn't make virgin light?
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, I saw it online.
Now, which store? Which store was you in? It shouldn't be mad. You can be in Walmart and find it.
Well, I was in ShopRite, and they didn't have the light. They had medium and robust and all that kind of stuff. But online, they had the extra light, so I was gonna order it online.
What city you live in?
Jersey.
Which city in New Jersey?
Maple Shade.
How far is that from the biggest city in New Jersey?
Well, that's big. It's Cherry Hill.
Oh, Cherry Hill. Okay, so you got Food Lion in there?
And we don't have
like a Wegmans.
You got Wegmans in there?
So I can yes. So I can probably go to Whole Foods.
Yeah. Or you got Whole Foods in there? Yeah. You're gonna. It's there. It's there. Yeah, the Virgin Light. Yeah. But I thought you was just talking about brands because there's so many different brands out there.
No. I mean,
And here's the other thing that what you want to make sure you do when you're buying olive oil or any kind of oil, make sure you buy it in a dark container. Don't buy oil in any light containers because the light will automatically cause the oil to become rancid. So always buy it in dark containers.
I have a question about olive oil too. You said virgin light. Why virgin light?
Well, most times I say virgin light because most of my clients, I have them flush their liver and their gallbladder. Mm-hmm. And when I have them flush their liver and their gallbladder, my suggestion is that they use the virgin light. Now, you can use an avocado oil to cook with. You can use olive oil to cook with. Your avocado oil, though, can sustain a lot more heat.
Yeah, that's what I use for cooking.
Yeah,
avocado.
And the olive oil, yeah. It can sustain more heat. Yeah. Oolong tea. OOLONG-T. You know, tea next to water is the most consumed beverage on the globe. Tea. So these teas really have medicinal properties to them, particularly your green tea. All different types of studies have been done on them. So in this particular area here, green tea really helps to stop angiogenesis, the overproduction of arteries and veins that will start to lead towards cancer and hypertension and those other autoimmune disorders that come on when the body is out of balance. Oregano. Pacific oysters. Peaches. Pecans. Peppermint. Pine nuts. Pink grapefruit. Now, I know some of you who, you've been on hypertensive drugs and your doctor has probably told you don't use, depends on the hypertensive drug that you're taking, don't use pink grapefruit. It gets a bad rap. And quite naturally, I can't tell you to take something that your doctor tells you don't take, So if a person is of the frame of mind that they're not going to take the pink grapefruit, particularly as it relates to cleansing and detoxing the liver and the gallbladder, then I'd say, then use your lemon and lime. lemon or lime, or either just flush with just the olive oil. It's not going to taste too good, you know. You're going to have a lot of oil in the system, but use the lemon or the lime instead of the pink grapefruit juice if your doctor has told you don't use it and you think that you shouldn't.
I have a question about the olive oil. Should I ask you now or wait?
Yeah, now you can ask me now.
Okay, you said there's a light extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah,
And I want to.
Yeah, or either extra light or either virgin light.
Okay, and it says light.
Yes.
On the bottle?
Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't been able to find that one. I use the extra version, just the extra version.
That's good. That's the same thing. They just got the words turned around.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just the words turned around. That's all.
All right. One more question and I'm done. Okay, I take a dose every day, but I use it also on my foods when I'm cooking and when I'm eating stuff raw or whatever. If I just take a dose every day, how much should I take? I take a tablespoon
of the olive oil.
Extra virgin olive oil.
That's fine. A tablespoon is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't have to overdo it. It's just the consistency of having the oil in the system. That's the key.
The flavor of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Then you're way ahead of the game then. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Peaches. Well, I think I mention those. Pistachios. Plums. Plums.
Pistachio, shelled or unshelled?
Huh?
Shelled or unshelled pistachio?
It's up to you. If you want to go through taking the shell off. I used to just be in the habit of taking the shell off, so I ate them with, I would buy them with the shell on, but you can buy it without the shell. Pumpkin seeds. Rainbow trout. Raspberries. Now, this is a big one, particularly for females. Red black skin tomatoes. Tomatoes are really powerful, you all. The lycopene in the tomato, very, very powerful. Among other things, the fiber that's in the tomato, very powerful. Red fish. Red leaf lettuce. Red mullet. Red wine. Rosemary. Rutabaga. Salmon. San Marzano tomatoes. Sardine. We really don't, and I tell you, sardine is very, very powerful in terms of omega-3s. You don't need a whole lot of sardine to get omega-3. A lot of people don't like them, but they're rich. Sauerkraut. Sea cucumber. Sesame seeds. Soy. spiny lobster, squash blossoms, strawberries, squid ink. I know we don't eat, most of us, we look at these things, we don't eat these things, right? Squid, but some of us do, but they've got health factors for us. Sultana raisins, sunflower seeds, swordfish, tangerine tomatoes, Tigurian green tea, tuna, turmeric, turnips, watermelon, yellowtail fish. Now, these stop the production of anti-angiogenesis, the overproduction of arteries and veins in the vascular system. That's what these foods do. So eating in this area every day, something from this area every day, helps to offset that problem and reduces the possibility of heart attacks and strokes. But now, this next group that I'm going to give you, these stimulate angiogenesis, the production of the veins, the production of the arteries. When a person is having a problem with them and they need to be produced, these foods here that I'm going to share with you, they help to stimulate the production of them. And what you're going to see is some of the foods that I've already talked to you about that offset anti-angiogenesis also stimulate angiogenesis. Apple peel, apples, Granny Smith, Red Delicious, Rhinette apples. All of these work to support the production of and nurture the arterial system, the vascular system. Asparagus, barley, Belgian endive, black plums, blueberries dried, capers, cherries dried, chia or chia seeds, chili peppers, cranberries. Some of you just came on. What we're doing here tonight is we're going through foods that nurture the defense systems in the body. These foods that I'm talking about presently, they work in the area of the vascular system, the arterial system, to offset overproduction or overstimulation of arteries and veins, which lead to the support of cancer and a number of other disorders, or these that I'm talking about right now, they support that system to just make sure it stays in balance. Flax seeds, ginseng, onions, peppermint. We're talking about angiogenesis stimulating foods. These foods stimulate it. Pumpkin seeds, red leaf lettuce, rosemary, sesame seeds, sultana raisins, sunflower seeds, those are foods that work in the angiogenesis system, the vascular system, the arterial system, either to support that system or stop the overproduction of arteries and veins that ultimately lead towards complications for people. So the idea here is to daily eat something from these areas, from this area, every day. And you'll be working to offset the imbalance in that system as well as to stimulate or nurture it if that's what it needs. And many of these foods, you know, they can work, you know, they're adaptogenic. You know, they adapt. The body can pick it up. The body knows what it needs. It's aware, it's conscious, it has an instinctive intelligence that it will use in order to keep its health. And
I
so,
have a question.
yes.
Okay. The first list you gave us, and then the second list of foods you just gave us, I see that a lot of them overlap from the second group into the first group. So what's the difference again?
Well,
Between...
one is nurturing the system, and one is, and the bigger one that I gave you up front offsets the overproduction of arteries and veins and capillaries.
Okay.
So these all of them, whether it's stimulating or anti-angiogenesis. The main thing that I brought you into this area for is to let you know what offsets heart attacks and strokes. What impedes the, you know, what stops you from having those type of complications? What works in the areas of managing and helping you with cholesterol?
So both of these lists do that.
Both of these lists will, yeah. Both of the lists will. And that's why you see many of these that stimulate the system are there that offset the overproduction of the arteries and the veins, which leads to nurturing and causing complications for the person when the body gets out of balance. Well, what brings that out of balance? Stress, the consumption of foods that you shouldn't be eating, the drinking beverages that you shouldn't be drinking, using drugs that you shouldn't be. And I'm not talking about illegal substances. I'm not. When I say drugs and pharmaceuticals, I'm not necessarily talking about illegal drugs and substances. But the other thing that you're up against today, you're up against preservatives, fillers, dyes. I mean, you know, pesticides, hormones, steroids. You're up against all of that today because they have all of that industrial waste. All of this is in the foods. So if you're not conscientious about consuming things, that's going to make sure that these arteries stay open, that these veins are working the way that they're not rupturing, you know, then you're just behind the 8 ball. You stay behind the 8 ball. So the only thing I'm saying to you is in this particular area, and in terms of arterial, just one of these foods a day in that area. Okay, so now let's look at the next area. Next area we're going to talk about is the area of the production of stem cells. Stem cells are at the base of every cell. As you get older, you stop producing stem cells. And certainly if you don't have the right diet, you're not going to be producing stem cells. Stem cells will help you stay, well, they can't turn back the clock, but they slow down the aging process. If you're producing stem cells. So what happens to many people is we just get to a point where we don't produce them no more. Look, do you know? Yeah, of course y'all know. I don't have to ask you. This is a rhetorical question. How many people that diet mostly during the week is Burger Queen and Wendy's and Kentucky Fried Chicken and the Chinese man? I mean, I can go through some more, and then you can top it off with some of the other things that you shouldn't be consuming. And then you got a real good picture of what's happening. All the cereals. Look, if you go back through this list and look at what I'm saying here, you know, if you got some bread in there, I didn't see it. If you got some unnatural sweeteners in there, I didn't see it. If you got some red meat in there, I didn't see it. I'm talking to you about keeping your health. I'm talking to you about keeping your arterial system working well. And that list, now I'm getting ready to take you into, this is another defense system. That was a defense system that I just took you in. That was an immune system that I just took you through. And what I'm saying to you is, nurture this immune system every day with something from this list of the foods that you like. Because you didn't write down, you should not have put down something that you didn't like. All these foods that you have on your list right now are foods that you like. And here's the other thing that I would suggest to you. Take these foods and don't put them on just a piece of paper that you can take and throw away. Put them in a composition notebook or put them in some other type of book that when you go, that book will still be here. And the next generation picks up that book. So don't write it down and put it, or if you've already written it down on a piece of paper like that, transfer it into a composition notebook or into some other type of book form that's going to be here once you're gone, and leave it for the next generation. All right. So now let's go. Now we're talking about regeneration. We're talking about stem cells now. And look at what you're going to find out here. So many of these, you already wrote some of these, a lot of these already down. That will work in the arterial system. That will also work here in the regeneration system too. But there's other foods in here. So look, let's go. All right, here we go. Here we go again. Anchovies. Let's start off where we started off. Anchovies, apple peel, apples, Granny Smith, Red Delicious, Rhinette apples, apricots, Arctic char, bamboo shoots, barley, and let me say this to you all. I'm not trying to get you to drink alcohol. I'm just sharing with you because I know some people that we have some non-Muslims on here and people who don't, who are Christians, they don't drink alcohol either. But I'm just sharing with you what's in these particular areas that support these systems. Why? Because of what's in them. And beer has hops in it. And the reason why hops is such a big thing because hops will let you sleep. And I can tell you right now, if you can't sleep, you're not going to be too healthy. If you can't sleep, you're going to be tired all the time. If you can't get into deep sleep, and it doesn't matter, you know, it can be 4 hours of sleep or 5 hours of sleep. As long as you get into deep sleep, then you can rejuvenate. The body will repair itself. But if you can't sleep, then the body can't repair itself. The healing process pretty much takes place while you're sleeping at night. So you want to make sure that you're getting, if you have to have something to sleep, that you're taking something that makes sure that you can go to sleep. Bottom line. Belgian endive, big-eyed tuna, bitter melon, black bass, black choke berry, black plums, black raspberries, black tea. For those of you who just came on, we're talking about just pulling from this list foods that you like. If you don't like them or you don't know what they are, don't worry about them. You only want to grab the foods that you like. Blueberries, fresh blueberries. We're talking about regeneration here now. We're talking about the stem cell system. It is an immune system. Blueberries dried. Bluefin tuna. Blue fish. Capers. Carrots. Caviar.
Fish eggs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Heavy with what? Omega-3s. Celery. Chamomile tea. Cherries. Fresh cherries. Cherries dried. Chestnuts. Chia seeds or chia seeds. Chili peppers.
Can that
Chinese.
be cayenne?
I beg your pardon?
Can that be cayenne pepper too?
Yeah. Yeah. You're looking for the capsicum. The capsicum that's in pepper. Clams. Coffee. collard greens, Concord grape juice, squeezed grape juice, Concord grape juice, squeezed, no processed stuff. Most of it, when you go buy it and it's got processed stuff in it, most of it is got sugar added to it. Cranberries, fresh cranberries or cranberries dried. Dark chocolate, Eastern oysters, eggplant, fish roll, salmon, flax seeds, ginseng, goji berries, grapes, gray mullet, green beans, green tea, hake, halibut, John Dory fish, kale, kiwi fruit. So you see, many of these foods that are working in the arterial system to produce immunity are also working here in the regeneration system to build stem cells for you. Macro, mangoes, Manila clams, Mediterranean sea bass, mustard greens, nectarines, olive oil, onions, oregano, Pacific oysters, peaches, peanuts, peppermint, persimmon, pistachios, plums, pomegranates, pompano fish, pumpkin seeds, purple potatoes, rainbow trout, raspberries, razor clams. Look at all this food. You know, and sometimes people say, well, what do, you know, after you take all this from me, what do I have to eat? After I take the cereal and I take the potatoes and I take the pasta and I take the pizza and I take the rice and I take, you know, and the sugar. They say, well, what is it left? Look at what's left to keep you healthy. But we've become so addicted to America's diet, which is leading to all of these complications from the common cold to cancer. that when somebody says, or a person like me says to you, a doctor like me says to you, hey, you need to cut that out, you think ain't nothing left. Because you don't look at nothing else. Most of the time, you don't look at anything else. You're just eating a certain way based on habit. And eating that way based on habit is what ultimately, decade after decade, score after score, is what ultimately causes the problem. So where was I at?
I think raspberries was last.
Razor clams. Red leaf lettuce. Red mullet. Red wine. Cabernet. Red fish. Rice bran. Now, rice bran is in this area. I didn't see it in the other list.
Yeah, what is
Rice bran, you can get it as a milk, but it's a bran, you know, and it works to help to facilitate the production of stem cells. It's a rice. Yeah. But you can get it as a milk, you know, get it as a milk, but I think you can probably get it you probably can get it in a flake or some type of bran type of, you might be able to get it in a cereal. You know, but I know you can get it in the milk, a rice bran milk. Rosemary. Saffron. Saffron. Salmon. Sardine. Sea bass. Sea bream. These are stuff coming out of like an algae or an alfalfa coming out of the ocean. Sea cucumber.
what is this?
Sesame seeds. Soy. Spinach. Again, you're only writing down the foods that you like. The other ones you're not writing down. If you never heard of them before, don't even worry about it. Because you're only dealing with foods that you like from this list. If you just came on. Spiny lobster. Squash blossoms. Squid ink. Strawberries. Sultana raisins. Sunflower seeds. Swiss chard. Swordfish. Thyme. Tuna. Turmeric. Walnuts. Wasabi. Watercress. Whole grains. Yellowfish. These foods work to help stimulate the production of stem cells. And again, you're watching that these in this particular area also are in the area to help nurture or repair damage to the arterial system. So just taking one of these that's in both areas supports both immune systems daily. This is not hard, y'all. And the other thing is, you shouldn't be writing down anything except the foods that you like. You ain't writing down something that you don't like. You say, "Oh, I don't like that." Well, don't put that one on the list. Because I'm only trying to get you to do what you like to do. And I already know you like to eat. Okay, so now let's look at the gastrointestinal tract, the microbiome. Look at time. Time is running on me. So, wow. And we've just been through 2 of these areas. So what we're going to do, I've got 3 more areas. I'm not going to get a chance to do them all because I got another meeting that I got to go to right after this one. So, but we're going to start off here. And we go as far as we can before I have to shut off. So this
You're not going to take questions?
Well, we'll start taking them now.
Okay, I have a few.
All right.
First question is, what can you take for sleep? Because my husband has bad insomnia, and he doesn't get a lot of sleep.
I would suggest that you take because I don't want to tell you to take something by itself, like hops. You know,
You can't take that by itself.
you can, but most times I don't recommend that you take things by themselves like that.
Okay.
You know, what you'll find out in particularly Chinese medicine and medicine that comes out of the Far East, they never will prescribe or recommend for you just an herbal botanical by itself. I would say use my Relaxzyme. Go to my website and use the Relaxzyme that's there. It's what I use every night. Or when I need to use it. I don't use it every night because I don't have to use it every night. Assalamu alaikum, son. Yeah, I don't have to use it every night, but I use it. And it works.
Okay.
It's called Relaxzyme.
Relaxzyme. I think I saw it on there. All right. Next question is caffeine. Like you said, coffee, green tea, black tea. I've been told that caffeine disrupts our body's ability to heal itself.
Yeah, so, they done told a lot of lies. We've got a lot of stuff out there. In fact, I used to subscribe to that. No coffee. Don't drink any coffee. Coffee has value, but what the problem is, what we do with coffee and tea, we want to add sugar and cream, and that's what literally takes away from those bioactives that's in the coffee. If you just take in coffee by itself, coffee will stimulate you, it will get you moving in the morning and keep you moving. But what we do, we want the coffee, we like the smell of the coffee, but some we don't necessarily like the taste of the coffee.
Yeah, the black by itself. It should just be black.
It should just be black coffee. Just drink black coffee. Look, all my life, because my grandmother, God rest her soul, was brewing that coffee every morning. Maxwell House coffee every morning. I was smelling that coffee. And we would be in the house and that coffee be smelling so good. We asked, can we have some of that coffee? She wouldn't give us none of that coffee now. So just forget about getting your hands on the coffee. You wouldn't give none of that coffee, you know? So, but I came up liking coffee, but I didn't necessarily like the taste of coffee. The smell of it is really what hooked me, right? So all my life, I'm mixing hazelnut in there, or I'm mixing vanilla in there, or mixing something in there to make it taste good, or either I'm just putting some cream and a honey in it, something other than what it ought to be if you're going to get the best of what coffee has to offer you. So coffee has great benefits for us, and these teas, they have great benefit for us, you know, if we're using them on a regular basis. So many studies have been done. Look, let me say this to you. I think I've been telling you all for quite some time. America's way behind when you start talking about foods. It's out front when you start talking about drugs and pharmaceuticals. It's out front when you're talking about those things. But when you start talking about foods that heal, they don't go to school for the doctors and nurses, they don't go to school for foods that heal. That's not what they go to school to learn how to sedate, medicate, and operate on people. That's what they go for. Most of your nurses, they don't know anything about nutrition. I mean, if you're not a dietitian, where they just, focus your attention into foods, and in most cases, if you're a dietitian, they don't talk to you about herbal botanicals. They're not talking to you about the things that our grandmothers used to go out in the backyard and pull up and bring in for all of us to drink in the springtime to clean everybody out and so on and so forth. That's not where they're at. That is not where they are. Pardon me. That's not where they are. So this is what I'm sharing with you all here is a whole nother different science than what most people are going to get in school or wherever. They're not going to get this that I'm sharing with you in these areas. Most of your doctors, they don't know about these areas that I'm talking to you about from the standpoint that I'm sharing with you. Not that they don't come in contact with information that talks to them about the immune systems. They do. But their main thing is to do what? You got a problem, I'm going to either cut it out, I'm going to either burn it out, right? Or either I'm going to freeze it. I'm going to do something, right? I'm going to nuke it, or either I'm going to cut it out. That's what they do. Unfortunately, look, yesterday, I was on the internet, on YouTube, and Alonzo Mourning, the great basketball player, that also is a vice president with the Miami Heat, was diagnosed with prostate cancer in February of this year, and he wanted to help people, particularly men, benefit as a result of what has happened with him. So he wanted to share his story, and he shared his story with him. But one of the things that happened was they removed his prostate. He's at third stage cancer, and he asked them, well, what should I do? And they told him, well, the best thing for you to do is to have it removed, and he had it removed. Everybody, that doesn't happen with everybody. Everybody doesn't go that route. There are routes that you can go where you don't necessarily have to lose the prostate. So their whole thing is, I'm either medicate you, and I'm going to sedate you, and then I'm going to operate on you. That's what they want to do. That's where the money is at. Now, he had to make the decision for himself, and he examined it. And as I was listening to him, he seemed to have been pretty educated, along the lines of what he subjected himself to. But there's a whole nother field of medicine out here. There's a number of modalities out here that can be used to help men get over prostate cancer, women to get over breast cancer, uterine cancer, endometriosis, all of these kind of problems. But if you're not aware of it, then that's what happens. See, just what I've just talked to you about angiogenesis. One of the biggest problems with women is endometriosis. It's an overgrowth primarily of the angiogenesis system that leads to that bleeding on a regular basis, beyond what it should be, particularly once a woman has gotten past her period. So once the body gets out of balance and is overproducing these arteries and these veins, that's what it leads to. So, but cancer can hit us all. In fact, all of us have cancer cells in our body right now. It's just that they're not active. They're there, but they're just not aggressive. But we all got cancer cells in our body. That's a fact. So what I'm sharing with you helps to offset that. Questions?
Yeah, about S not the
what about the sugar in the dried fruit? Because they usually add sugar to that.
Well, no, yeah. Well, those are things that you have to look for. If you find some good mixes, it'll tell you that it doesn't have any sugar added in it.
Yeah, I did find some dried cherries that didn't have sugar.
Yeah, so that's what you want. It's not that you look, sugar per se does not cause cancer. High blood sugar causes cancer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what causes the cancer. High blood sugar is what causes diabetes. High blood sugar leads to autoimmune disorders. High blood sugar leads to insulin resistance. Well, insulin resistance leads to high blood sugar. So it's not that you can't eat a donut or you can't eat a whatever. But when you go to the extreme with these things and the blood sugar becomes too high, then that's when the chronic disorders start to creep up on us and take over.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of my family members on this line here tonight.
I have a question.
Yes.
When the wines that are on the list, would that include the non-alcoholic wines, or is during that processing those benefits are removed?
Yeah, the resveratrol that's in the grape is basically what the body is going to use.
Okay.
If you can get there, and you can buy isolated forms of resveratrol, that doesn't have the alcohol associated with it, then you're not going contrary to what your moral standards are.
Okay.
What's going on here?
Somebody's got to you got to mute your phone. Mute your phone. Still be able to hear me, but mute your phone. Questions? Unless you got a question. If you got a question, come off of mute. All right, look. This is what we're gonna have to.
Wait a minute, I got one more question.
Right,
I ordered the digestion tablets, I guess, last week or so. I haven't gotten it yet. How long do it take?
The Pro Digest.
Yes.
What's your name?
Salima Abdullah. I might have, I think, or either Frank Irby. I can't remember which name I ordered under. Frank Irby.
From my website?
Yep.
I have to look and see. I'll follow. What's the name? You ordered under what name?
Frank Irby.
Yeah, because I didn't see that come through. How you spelling Irby?
IRBY.
Do you know what date it was? That's all. I can find it out. You don't have to. I can find out the date.
It was last Wednesday after we was on. Yeah.
Last Wednesday evening you ordered it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll follow up on it. Give me your telephone number.
267 243
8
8450.
Okay, and I'll find. What's your name?
Salima.
I'll follow up and call you back tomorrow
Okay.
and let you know because I didn't see this come through. I didn't see that it was processed. So, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Any other questions, you all?
I got a question.
Yes.
Hey.
Hello.
Do you have something for adrenal glands?
To clean up the adrenals?
Yes.
Yeah. It's called Adrenal Health. Go to my website.
Okay.
And you'll see Adrenal Health there. But when you buy the Adrenal Health, I suggest that you also buy the Thyroid Health. Buy them together.
I need thyroid health.
Yeah, buy them together. Use them together.
Okay.
The Thyroid and the Adrenal Health.
Okay.
You're gonna get more out of it. Yeah. Questions? Okay, so here's what we're going to have to do. I already got my notice for the next call already. It said already to let me know that I'm supposed to be. So you can see we only got through 2 of these systems here. So next week, we've got right now what we have staying on course with this 6-week session. We've got 2 more sessions. Unless we keep the numbers up where they are and we increase the numbers. And I watched the numbers go up here tonight. We started off with just a couple of people, and before we ended up with about 13 people on the line. So these numbers will keep growing if you tell somebody about them, tell somebody what we're doing here. And there's not a person that you know that doesn't need to hear what we're talking about here. And this is just scratching the surface in terms of what we can share with people over a practiced period of time. So it just gets down to you all in terms of what you want to do. Because we can stay here on Wednesday night at 7:30, and I'll give you everything I got, And look, you much of this you can't go out and pay for this. What I'm sharing with you, and if you do, it's going to cost you a lot of money. I've already paid that price, and got it, and willing to share it with you all. So, but I can't give you something that you don't want. I know that you need it. And I think what happens to most of you all, once you hear it, you know that you need it. It's just, will you come and get it? So that's what it gets down to. So we will, God willing, we'll be back next Thursday evening. I do send out the notice to everybody. Some of you are not in my mailing list. I think some of you are not in the mailing list. I would suggest that you email me at genesishealthcenter@gmail.com. genesishealthcenter@gmail.com.
Okay.
And then I will take you and put you in that database. And then as we send out notices to people in terms of what we're doing, where we're going, what we're going to be doing, you'll get those notices. I just left out of New York. I just left out of Mount Vernon, New York last weekend, or weekend before last. And the weekend before that, I was in Philadelphia. So I was out there close to many of you all that could have been in actual workshops, that I was doing. Also, if you go to Dr. Nuriddin Books, that's DrNuriddin Books, BOOKS.com. There's my books there. You can also, a lot of information there also that you can pick up on. And you can literally get from that website to the store, and you can get from the store back to that website also. So It's been good talking to you all. It always is. And I look forward to talking to you all again next week, God willing. So you all have a healthy and pleasant evening. Good night.
Dr. Nuriddin, next week is not going to be Wednesday. It's not going to be Wednesday next week. You said Thursday.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's going to be Wednesday night. It's always running on Wednesday night.
Okay.
If you go,
right.
did you go to the website to get here?
Someone sent me the link.
Oh, they sent you the link.
Zoom link.
Yeah, but if you go to drnuriddin.com and go to the calendar of events and just click on the date, it's going to automatically bring you in.
Oh, okay.
And thanks to whoever sent you the link, for getting you in. But this is what we need. Oh, that was Sister Abdullah.
Zakia. Yes.
So this is what we need. People spreading the word and letting people, because how many people could have benefited from this that wasn't on here tonight? That had we told them, it's a big thing. It's not a small matter because things are not going to change for us. So, assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to you all again the next time.
Wa alaikum salam.
Enjoy your evening. Yeah.
You too.
Right. Tanika. See y'all soon. Ahmed, I'll talk to you soon, my friend. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you too. I need to talk to you about this.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yep. Call me.
All right.
Love you.
Regina, love you too. Talk to y'all soon. Okay. Okay. Facebook, and you all, signing off to you all also. I'll be back next week, God willing. And hopefully you all got a chance to benefit as a result of being on the line tonight with us. You all have a healthy and pleasant evening. Peace be unto you.